So just try and lift up, open the shoulders, and kind of be kind of chest proud. That sounds a bit weird. And then just let the arms just drop down by your side. And all we're going to do is just drop your chin to your chest. Just look down. Don't go anywhere else with anything else. And you might feel a little pull down the back of your neck. And then lift straight back up. And again, just drop the chin towards the chest. And lift straight back up. And again, drop the chin to the chest. Now, with the chin to the chest, tilt your ear to the right. Right ear to the right shoulder. And then drop the chin to the chest. Left ear to the left shoulder. And chin to the chest. Right ear to the right shoulder. And again, down to the chest and over to the left. And then down to the chest and then lift straight back up, look ahead. So we're going to continue to roll down, chin down, and then just let your arms hang in front of your legs and slowly start to roll down. Now bend your knees and just let the arms hang in front of the body, and you're just going to bring your hands down towards your feet and look between the knees. Bend the knees a bit more. And then body weight in the heels, tuck under and start to roll back up. So you really want to keep your legs bent here, and it gets more in your lower back. So straighter legs is more hamstrings, bent legs is more lower back. Then you gradually lift back up to standing, and we go again. So we're just gently rolling through, reaching down towards the floor. Just letting those arms hang in front of the body. Now, when you're down there, bend the knees a little bit more. And then just let your arms dangle and then just sway them both to the right ankle. Sway them to the left, round to the right, round to the left, back to the middle. Look between the knees. Now, if you can touch the floor with your hands, you might need to bend your knees to do it. Bend the knees a bit more, and then exhale, just try and straighten them. And then bend them. Now, take your hands off the floor, body weight in the heels, round your back. So you kind of tuck your pelvis under to get right in that lower back as you slowly start to uncurl. And then we're coming all the way up to the top and release. And this stretch as well is something that you can do in the mornings when you get out of bed. It's really lovely. If you do remember, head down, start to roll through. So we're going to go for a little walk out with the hands this time. So just let the arms just hang in front of the body. Try and straighten the legs, then bend them. And then look at your mat and walk your hands down your mat. Now, we're going to aim to go into a plank, but if that feels a bit too much for you now, don't worry about it. Just pop your knees on the floor. If you're in your plank, think about drawing your tailbone down. So you don't want to be in neutral. You want to activate your core by slightly drawing the tailbone down, and also push the floor away with your hands. It's like you're trying to push the floor away. Then take a breath. As we exhale, let's walk back. So if you did put your knees down, you can just lift your knees back up, and then we walk back. Try and go straight legs on the way back, because that's going to help us work through your hamstrings, and let your body sway side to side. It's just lovely to get in those hips. So bring the head as close as you can to your knees, and then bend the knees, and then tuck under, and then slowly start to roll up, coming all the way up to the top. And release. So get those shoulders back and down again. Draw the belly in. We'll go again. Drop the chin. Start to roll down through the spine. Letting those arms just hang in front of the body. Go to straight legs. Now, if you need to bend them, but we'll try and walk out with straight legs. You're coming out with those hands, and then you're going to pause in your plank position. But if you need to put your knees down, put your knees down. Just remember that. Push the floor away. Bring the shoulders down the back. Pull the belly towards the spine. Nice deep breath. And exhale. Start to walk your hands back towards your feet. And remember, we'll let your body sway side to side. This really gets in the back of the legs, in the back of the calf. Works through the hips a little. So get the head as close as you can to your knees. Now, don't worry if you can't get straight legs. It doesn't matter, but it will come. And then we'll just bend the legs, let the arms hang, and then we'll do that sway again. Go to the right ankle, go to the left ankle. I can't speak today. Go to the right and to the left. And then back to the center, look between the knees, tuck under, slowly start to roll up all the way up through the spine, up to the top. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit looser at the moment. All right, so we'll go again. Drop the chin, roll through. Reach down towards the floor. Go for straight legs if you can. Just try and relax into it. And we'll just take a breath. And exhale. Start to walk your hands towards your feet. No, hands towards the end of the mat. Good luck today, because I can't speak. Shoulders down the back. Push the floor away. So I was going ahead of myself because we're now going to walk your feet towards your hands. That's what my brain was doing. So we're going to walk the feet forwards. Now, don't worry if you can't get very far, and if you need to bend your knees, but we're just going to try and get towards the front of the mat. I use the word towards a lot. You know, we're going in that direction. It doesn't matter if we don't get there. And then we're going to bend the knees, and then you're just going to let your arms hang and sway to the right ankle, sway to the left, sway to the right, back to the left. Now, come back center. Try and straighten your legs. And then bend the legs. And again, body weight in the heels, slow roll up. Nice and slowly coming on up to the top. So we're towards the front of the mat now. We'll take a breath, we'll lift the arms up. Bring the hands together. As you exhale, bring the hands towards the chest. Now, we're going to bend the knees and kind of do a mini squat. So send your hips backwards as you bend your knees, body weight in the heels, and just sit back. So what we want to try and do here is keep the chest above the hips if possible. Now, I'm quite tight in my hamstrings as well. So, you know, I can't get very low in this position. My ankle mobility is shocking, but I'm down here and I'm just doing what I can do. So that's the key thing. Wiggle your toes. We want your body weight in your heels, not your toes. Now, take a breath, exhale, take your hands towards the floor. Now, with your right leg, pick it up off the floor and then send it back as far as you can reach. And then we're just going to bring the right knee down towards the floor. Lengthen through the right foot so it's not tucked under. And then we're going to push back and we're going to straighten the left leg. Now, at this point, you might need to adjust your foot position because you want to try and get your left leg straight and then reach the hands to the floor. I've got a little block here. So just to demonstrate, these blocks are really handy. If you find it difficult to reach to the floor, if you've got a block like this on either side, it just enables you to push your hands to the floor if you can't get down there. So just bear that in mind. These are really cheap to pick up anywhere, really. Bring the body weight forward. So this stretch kind of gets in the front of the right hip and also in the glute of the left leg. And it's also kind of like a hip opener as well. So it's beautiful. Straighten that left leg again and try and bring your head towards your left knee. I'm not saying you're going to touch it, but we're going in that direction. Then come forwards again. Bend that left leg. And then come back. Straighten that left leg. And then come forwards. So put your body weight on your right hand. Again, if you had a block, you could put your hand there on the block. So we're going to bring your left arm inside. So as you look down, you'll have left foot, left hand, right hand. And then we're just going to try and bend the arms to bring the chest lower. Now with your left knee, you might want to move it to the left a little bit. You might want to roll out on the outside of your left foot or keep the foot flat. It's your choice. It just opens up the hip a bit more. So come down a little, take a breath, exhale, come back up. Now, we're going to try and get back into plank. So what you can do is just take your left leg back now, or you can bring your right knee off the floor and body weight in the hands. We're going to take the left foot back. So any way you feel you can do it, we're going to come back into a plank position. Then we're going to stick your hips up in the air, bring the hands back slightly, and we're just going to rest in a downward dog. So you might want to part your feet a little bit. And we're just going to gently press the heels towards the floor, but do an alternate one. So kind of push right heel and then push left heel and push right heel and push left heel. And then both of them. Now push into your hands without moving your hands. Try and get your head closer to your feet. So we're in this beautiful downward dog. My heels are never going to touch the floor in this. If yours do, congratulations. And then we're going to walk your hands back towards your feet. Let your body sway side to side, legs as straight as you can. And the key thing as well is if you need to bend your knees, just bend them. They're your knees. You don't have to do it if it's hurting. So head towards the knees, then bend the knees. And then just let the arms hang. We'll sway to the right ankle. We'll sway to the left and to the right. And to the left, back to center, tuck under, slow roll up through the spine. All the way up to the top and release. And if you do get a bit of a head rush at any point, just come out of it. Rest your knees down, have a rest. So let's go again on our journey. Head down, rolling down towards the floor, reaching your hands to the mat. Straight legs if you can. It's not that important. Walk your hands forwards. And we're back
in our little plank position. So you're pushing the floor away, your shoulders are down, you're squeezing ribs to hips. So what I mean by that is try and draw the tailbone down so you're closing the gap between your rib cage and your hip bone. So you're sucking your belly right up towards your spine, away from the floor. And, you know, when we're in plank, if it's too much, you just put your knees down on the floor. It's fine. So we're going to walk your feet towards your hands this time. Coming forwards. Get the head as close to the knees as you can. And then bend the knees. And exhale, straighten the legs. And then bend the knees. And then arms hanging. Let's sway to the right. Sway to the left. Round to the right. Round to the left. Let the arms hang, tuck under. Slowly rolling up through the spine. All the way up to the top. Take a deep breath. Lift the arms up. And hands together, exhale, bring them down towards your chest. And then take your hips, send them back, bend the knees down into squat. Now, try and wiggle your toes. The reason we do that is we don't want your body weight forward on your toes because you can over rotate forward. So if you think about wiggling your toes, body weight to the middle, to the back of the heels, you get in a kind of like a better position. All right, so we're just sat here. Now, if it's too much with your hands to your chest, just place your hands to your thighs. You know, you can take that pressure away. So we're going to take a breath, take the hands to the floor. So this time we're going to pick up the left foot, stretch it back as far as you can go, and then bring the foot to the floor. And then bring the knee down, lengthen through the back foot, and then take your body weight, straighten that right leg. See if you can bring your head a bit closer to your knees. And then just think, do I need to adjust my foot position? Maybe you need to bring it slightly further forwards. And then lean into it. Get that stretch around the glute area and the front of the left hip flexor. And then take it back, bring the head towards the knee. And then bring it back forwards. And all of this kind of, you know, it changes, it opens up, everything changes the more we do this. So if you're thinking now, oh, it's a bit tight, I'm not feeling very flexible, it will improve, 100% it will improve the more you do this. So come back again. And then we come forwards. Now, body weight on the left hand, pick up your right hand, come inside that knee. So as you look down, you've got left hand, right foot. And then we just bend the elbows, come down as deep as you can. And just try and relax into it. You know, if it's like feeling like horrific, just release out of it. Take another breath as we exhale, go a little bit deeper. And release. Now we've got to get back into plank. So you can either just take your right leg back now, so you're on your knees and then plank, or you can curl the back toe under, lift the left knee, and then we take that right leg back. And this is all about doing what you can manage today, okay? Nice deep breath here, and then exhale, send those hips high. Maybe move your feet forwards a bit, hands back a little bit, and you're that downward dog. Now, press the left heel to the floor, and then press the right heel to the floor, and then press the left, and then press the right, and then two heels towards the floor. Keeping the hands where they are, try and get your head a bit closer to your feet. Now, lift your heels up, and then look at your hands. This is quite challenging, but we're just going to slowly, as we can, we're going to bend the knees. We're going to bring the knees down towards the floor. So you might be down already, or you might be up forever, but whatever happens, just take your time. We bring the knees towards the mat. Now, when the knees are on the mat, lengthen through the feet. We'll go into cat and cow, okay? So head down, pelvis under, round in that back. So the aim here is to really stretch through that spine. And then lengthen back through, look up. Now let the belly drop, let the back arch. And then head down, pelvis under, round in that back. Lengthen back through, look up. And again, head down, pelvis under, rounding. Now, stay in this rounded position, part your knees a little bit more, and then we're going to push your hips back towards your feet. So bottom to heels. And then look at your hands and push them forwards as far as they'll go. And then just bring your head towards the floor. Dig the heel of the hands into the mat. And then head to the floor if you can. Bring the hands towards your feet. And we're just going to take a breath. And a breath out. And a breath in. And
and exhale. So we'll just put the body weight on the heels again and uncurl.
So we're going to go back through those leg stretches, okay, in a second. But we're just going to do something, snake press, which is quite challenging, but I want you to give it a go, okay? So hands are to the floor. Sit back towards the heels. Now we're just going to bring the elbows down to the floor, okay? So the idea here is we're going to travel forwards, bringing your body weight forwards to the hands, and then let the hips come down. So you're pressing into your hands. And then take the body weight back, round the back, sit the bottom back towards the heels. And then elbows to the floor, bring the body weight forwards. And then straighten those arms, let the hips drop. And we go again, body weight back. Now this time we're going to come down as low as we can with the face. We're going to stay low, and then we're going to press into the hands and straighten the arms. And then we're going to come back. So it's more work for the upper body this way. So we come down as low as we can, exhale, straighten those arms and push. Now, if you can, press into the feet and just lift the knees off the floor. And then lower the knees back down and round that back, sit back. And exhale, come as low as you can. Straighten those arms and push. So if it's too much coming low, you just stay with the first option we did. And then we're going to press into the feet, lift the knees, pull the belly towards the spine, knees back to the floor. Let's rock back. 2 more times. Exhale. So remember, you don't have to go low. You can just transfer forwards, then straighten the arms, then bring the hips. So obviously it's harder when you do it the other way. Taking those knees off the floor if you want to, and then back down. 1 more time, hips back. Exhale, come forwards. Bringing the knees off the floor, and then send your hips towards the ceiling. Curl the toes under, and we're back into your downward dog. Lovely. Just press one heel to the floor, then the other heel to the floor, and then press the heels down. And then walk the feet towards the hands. All right, so just resting here. Get the head as close to the knees as you can. Nice deep breath. Exhale, bend the knees, tuck under, slow roll up. So we're going to do those leg stretches again, but there'll be variation this time, okay? So nice deep breath in, lift up. Exhale, hands come down. Hinge back from the hips, bend the knees. Remember, wiggle the toes. I'm just going to turn my plant round because I'm getting a leaf in my face. That's lovely. All right, so body weight into the heels. So this time, hands towards the floor, and we're going to pick up the right leg, but don't put it back yet. Just put your body weight on your left foot, pick up your right leg, and send it back. But get it as high as you can. Now try and straighten your left leg and send your right leg up towards the sky. Now bend your left leg and take your right leg back to the floor. So we're going to shuffle the foot position and try and get a really deep stretch in the hip. So remember we did this earlier. Just take your knee back to the floor, lengthen through the foot, straighten the left leg, bring the head towards the knee, and then bring it back forwards, get right in that hip. And again, back we go, head towards the knee, and bring it in. And one more time, take it back. And bring it in. Now again, right hand to the floor. But this time, take your left elbow and twist it the opposite way to where your right hand is. So you're going away from your right hand. But what I want you to do here is try and get your rotation from your rib cage so you're not just doing an elbow, if that makes sense. And then reach your left arm up. Okay, so we don't want to strain in the neck. So the twist comes from the ribs, and then you're opening up your chest to the wall on your left. Now bring your left arm forwards, and then take it under the body, in between the arm and the leg, and touch your right thigh. And then bring the left arm forwards, reach up and look to the ceiling. And then bring the hand forwards, and then touch the thigh. And then bring the arm back up and stretch. Now bring the left hand back to the floor, and if you can, come down onto the elbows. You might not feel that you can get down. This is where a block comes in handy. You could just put one underneath your elbow. If you haven't got a block, books.
anything. And we're just going to lean in as deep as we can here. Feel free to take your left knee to the side a little. So I'm on the outside of my left foot here. And then take your hands back to the floor. Now we want to repeat all of this with the right knee off the floor if you can. If it's too much, just keep the knee down, but you do get a better stretch down that right hip flexor. So again, body weight on the right hand, bring the left elbow up, stretch the arm up. This is a beautiful stretch for your back and your hips. Bring the hand forwards, take it down and under, touch the right thigh. Bring the arm up, big stretch up, reach, bring the hand forwards and touch that thigh. Take it up and reach. One more. Bring it down, touch the thigh. Take it up and reach. So we want to get back into plank. So if you need to put the right knee back on the floor, do. Hands to the floor. You can put your right knee down. And then you're just going to take your left leg back. So we're in that plank position. And then into your downward dog. Press the heels down towards the floor. Get your head as close to your feet as you can. Gently pressing your heels towards the floor. It is a lovely stretch, and you've just got to breathe into it, you know, and just let your body push that little bit more. And then lift your heels. Now, slightly different. We're going to lift the heels. We're going to look at the hands. We're going to come to plank, and then we're going to let the hips drop a little bit. And then head down, round the back, push up, go back into your downward dog. And then think about pulling your belly to the spine. So you're rounding the back, tucking the pelvis under to come back to plank. Look forwards, let the hips drop a little, and then round the back. Push into your hands, push the heels to the floor. One more time, round in the back. Coming forward. If you need to put your knees down, put your knees down. One more, rounding up. And then from here, we're going to walk your feet back towards your hands. Then we're back to the front of the mat. And just rest here for a second. Take a deep breath. Exhale. And body weight in the heels. Slowly start to uncurl. So we're going to do all that again, taking the left leg back. Okay. Nice deep breath in. Lift the arms up. Hands down to the chest. Hinge back from the hip. Keep the chest higher than the hips if you can. If it's too much, just put your hands to your thighs. That's absolutely fine. Nice deep breath here. Exhale, hands to the floor. Now, we're going to put the body weight on the right leg, pick up the left leg, and then send the left leg back and as high as you can. Get your head as close to your right knee as you can. If you can straighten the right leg, straighten it. If not, it's not a problem. Just reaching up. And then we bend the right leg and we place that left foot gently on the floor and just get that little hip dip there. Left knee to the floor. And then bring it in, just lean in as deep as you can here. And again, if you've let the knee open out, that's fine, going out onto the outside. And if you can, you come down onto your elbow. If you can do it with a block or without a block, we're just leaning in and you're just breathing at this stage, just relaxing into it. Okay, onto those hands again. Left hand to the floor and then bring your right elbow up. So you're rotating from your rib cage and then reaching the right arm up. And then bring the right hand forwards and then touch the left thigh. And then bring the arm up, big stretch and reach. And then bring it forwards, tap that thigh, and bring it back up and stretch. And again, bring it forwards and tap. Bring it back up and stretch. And then hand to the floor. We want to curl the toe under now, under that left foot, and try and bring that left knee off the floor. Come down as deep as you can with that chest. And then take that right elbow, stretch up. Bring the hand forwards and to the thigh, and then big stretch up and reach. Bring the hand forwards, tap the thigh, bring it up and stretch. And again, bring it forwards, tap the thigh, go back up, big stretch. Well done. Bring the hand down inside. We'll just try and go that a little bit deeper. And then if you need to put your left knee to the floor and take the right leg back, do so. If you can, just hands to the floor,
Taking that right leg back so you're back in your plank position. And then push that butt towards the ceiling into your downward dog. Pressing those heels towards the floor. And then lift the heels up, round the back, squeeze ribs to hips, coming forward. Look forwards, let the hips drop, and then round the back. Go back up and press the heels to the floor and tuck. Coming forwards, hips forwards, and bring it back up. And stretch one more time. And bring it in. And then go back up into your downward dog. And then just press those heels towards the floor. Get your head as close to your feet as you possibly can. Really, if you need to change your hand position, do so, because it's got to feel right for you. And then we'll lift the heels up. Look towards your hands. And then very slowly start to bend your knees down towards the mat. Nice and slowly. And bringing the knees down. Round the back. Look towards your hips. And then sit the body weight back towards the heels. Take a breath. Bring the head towards the floor. And then just bring your hands towards your feet. And we'll just take a nice deep breath here. All right, so body weight into the heels, slowly uncurling. Good. All right, so hopefully you're feeling all right. We're going to just bring it down onto your back for a moment and just do a little bit of a hamstring stretch. So bringing the feet forwards, shuffling the butt down, and just gently lower your back down to the floor. All right, so working on the back of those legs now. Just take a little moment just to relax down into your mat. Relax your shoulders, lengthen through the back of the neck. So we're going to bend the right leg. Take the right leg up towards the ceiling. And then slide your hands up the back of that leg. Now, see how far up your leg you can go. Everyone's different in terms of their hamstring flexibility. So it could be that you can't get your leg straight, which doesn't matter. So you're just going up. And then what we'll do is we'll just try and straighten that leg and then try and lift your head off the floor. So you're reaching as high as you can up that leg. Then grab hold of that leg. It doesn't matter if it's not fully straight. And as you exhale, just try and lower your head down towards the floor, holding that leg. And then we'll lift back up. We'll try and reach a bit higher up that leg. And then exhale. Bring that head down to the floor. And again, come on up. Big stretch up. And exhale, bring that head back down to the floor. Let go of that leg, put that leg down, take the left leg, reach it up. And it's really important to think, if you can't get the leg straight, it doesn't matter. Don't force it. You just got to gradually work through. So we're going to climb up the back of the leg. And then just take a breath, exhale, try and lower that head towards the floor. And then go back up again, big stretch up, take a breath, exhale. Lower that head back to the floor. And again, go on up, big stretch up. And exhale, lower that head back to the floor. Release. So we're going to do that again, this time with a variation. So taking that right leg up, climb up. Now if you can, straighten your left leg. So you're going to reach it down the mat. And then you're going to pull your right leg as close as you can towards your head. And then just start to lower your head towards the floor. Now you can keep your legs bent. It's absolutely fine to do that. If you're struggling, lift back up again, go a bit higher. Exhale, reach. Now if you're struggling with that left leg, just bend it again, put it back on the floor. And we'll go another, lift up. And exhale, gently lower. And then bend those knees in and just cuddle them into the chest. Just do a little rock round in one direction. And then we'll rock around in the other. And then right foot to the floor for the minute, left leg up. Let's climb up the back of that left leg. And then send your right leg straight. And again, if that's too much, you just bend it whenever you want. Lift up a little bit higher. Take a breath, exhale. Start to lower your head down towards the floor. And then lift back up. And exhale.
back down. And again, inhale to lift up. Exhale. Remember, you can bend your right knee at any time. And then bend those knees in. We'll do a little rock side to side. And then the other way. Good. Placing those feet back down to the floor now. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of mobility for the spine here. So natural curve under lumbar. We're going to take a breath. As we exhale, press your hips up towards the ceiling. Now, we're going to lift the heels up and then we're going to tuck. So you're going to tuck the pelvis under and you're going to try and roll down through your spine, bone by bone. So keeping the heels off if you can, and then you roll through lumbar, bring the heels to the floor and you're back to your neutral position, okay? So again, send the hips up. Now you can bring the arms back if you like. Then we're going to lift the heels, lift the arms, and then as we exhale, you're rippling down through the spine, bone by bone, from the top of your spine all the way down to the tailbone. Roll through lumbar, heels to the floor, hands to the floor. So keep it in neutral as you go up. So take a breath, exhale, press into your feet, lift up, taking those arms over if you want to, and then lift the heels up, lift the arms up. Exhale, ripple down bone by bone through that spine, all the way down, back to your neutral, and release. And one more time, take a breath, exhale, press into the feet, lift those hips, arms are optional. And then we lift the heels, we lift the arms, we exhale, ripple back down through the spine, bone by bone, all the way down and back to neutral. Good, so we're going to continue with that little bit of mobility for the back, okay? So just taking the arms out to the side, bring the knees together and the feet together, and then just take the knees over to the right. Nice big stretch over. Now you can turn your head and look towards your left hand if you like. Now let your right knee just drop to the floor. So your left leg's just kind of doing what it likes, and then slide your left foot towards your right knee. Now you might feel enough of a stretch here. It might be too much, in which case just relax there and breathe. Just release off slightly. Take your right hand to the outside of your left knee and try and draw that knee down towards the floor. And then take your feet back together. Squeeze the knees, bring the knees up and over to the other side. And again, you can turn your head to look towards your right hand, let the knees open, and then slide that right foot towards your left knee. With your left hand to the outside of the right knee, just gently pull down, just really opens up the spine here. And just relax, and then take the feet back together. We'll repeat that one more time on each side. So bring the knees over to the right, part the knees, slide the left foot towards the right knee, bring the hand to the outside of the left knee, gently draw down, and then take it back down, bring it up, take it over, part the knees, slide the right foot towards the left knee, and gently draw that knee down. Good, bringing those feet back together. Now we're going to roll back over onto one side and then do the transition to your hands and your knees. Okay, on the hands and knees now, facing the other way. Head down, pelvis under, round in your back, push into your cat stretch, and then lengthen back through. And again, head down, pelvis under, round in that back, and lengthen back through. So curl the toes under, and then up into your downward dog. Press the heels towards the floor. So from here, I want you to pick up your left leg. So pick up your left foot. So I've just got my leg bent here with my knees towards each other. And then we're going to send your left leg up as high as you can go. And you're going to try and press your right heel towards the floor. Now, bend the knee, bring the knee in towards the nose and kind of tuck them around that back. So you're bringing the knee forwards and you're bringing your body weight forwards. And then you press and you stretch that leg up as high as you can go. And then you bend the knee, you bring it in towards the nose. It's kind of like you're trying to hover the knee off the floor and then send it back up. Big stretch up. Get the head as close to the knee as you can. Bend the knee, bring it in, bring it towards the nose. Exhale, stretch up. Now, slightly trickier. Bring the knee in. Bring it now towards your left hand. And you're going to try and take your left hand away and put your left foot there. Don't worry if this doesn't happen in one move. You can put the right knee to the floor, take your time and just bring that left knee there. And then, so we've done this bit before. Open up the left arm reach. Bring the hand forwards, bring the hand towards the thigh. And again, big stretch. Reach up and then bring it in and stretch. And a lot of this is about repetition, you know, because if you do it once, it's not really effective. You do it twice, maybe a bit more, third time. Do you get me? Reach and stretch. Okay, so we're going to try and reverse engineer this. So you're going to bring the left hand to the floor. Now, if you need to put your right knee down at any time, you must do that because we're going to go back up to the one-legged dog with your left leg in the air. So you take the left leg, you stretch it back, and you go up. However you get to this end position, it doesn't matter. You just get back up there when you're ready. Then we bring the left leg to the floor and we're in downward dog. Lift the heels off the floor. Look towards your hands. Just come forward. We'll just give you a little break before we do the other side, okay? So knees to the floor. Round the back. Just sit the body weight back towards the heels for a moment. Just take a breath. Exhale. Push the hands forwards. And again, deep breath. And exhale. So body weight into the heels. And then we're going to round that back to cat stretch. Curl the toes under. Back into your downward dog. So bend the right knee. Take the right foot off the floor. And then send your right leg up as high as you can go. Now bend the knee. Bring it in towards the nose. Kind of round the back. You're trying to hover that knee off the floor here. And then go back up and stretch. Doesn't matter how high that leg goes, just aim for the highest you can go. Bend the knee in, bring it in towards the nose. Exhale, big stretch up. And if you need to put that knee on the floor when you bring it in, bring it in. You know, it might be that you just feel better just putting it down, and that's fine. Go back up. So this time we're going to try and get the right foot to where the right hand is. So bring the knee in, and then when you're ready, just placing that right foot to the floor. And then we open up, the right arm reaches up and come back in. Tap that thigh, big stretch, reach up. And that spinal rotation is really important. So you want to try and get that rotation from your rib cage, not just straining the arm, neck, shoulder. Bring it back in one more time. Go back up, big stretch. So we've got to reverse engineer this again. Take the right hand to the floor. Now, if you need to put your left knee down, by all means do so. Take your right leg, stretch it back up. Try and push your left heel towards the floor. And then put the right foot back on the floor into your downward dog. We're going to press the heels towards the mat. Alternate heel press. And push the heels towards the floor. Now lift the heels up, look towards your hands. And then slowly, slowly, bringing your knees down to the floor as slow as you can. Nice and slow. When you reach down with the knees, round the back, sit the bottom back towards the heels. Bring the head towards the floor and just bring your hands towards your feet for a moment. And we're just going to breathe here for a moment. Exhale.